Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today's an exciting day. As you can tell, I'm excited, and it's probably because I haven't done one of these in a while. The channel's been a little slow lately. If you're just joining me for the first time, I've been slow lately. So sorry. Those of you that are returning viewers, I really appreciate you. And, if you're new, you know what to do. Please, it would really be great. Even if you never watch anything again, that would be very nice. Just hit the subscribe button for free. Anyway, so today I wanted to do a little kind of old Tesla road trip it's not a road trip. I'm going to work, but work is 114 miles away, one way. And so I thought it might be kind of fun to do some content. Sorry, I just ate some walnuts. It's like choking me. I thought it would be fun to do some content showing how an older Tesla Model 3 kind of performs. It's 91 degrees outside. Okay, so it's pretty toasty. I've got the AC set at 68. My car currently has, and so we're in a 2022 Model 3 long range, the dual motor one. So I've got 110,851 miles on the car. So, a lot of people would consider this car, totaled, I think, for an electric car or for a Tesla or whatever. But, I'm still driving it. I still don't feel like it's my old car. I got it in October of 2022. So, and now it's June of 2025. Time flies. So I've had it like under 3 years, and it was brand new when I got it. So it's still my new car, if you ask me. But it's got 110,000, almost 111,000 miles, and so we're just gonna kind of show how it's holding up. I'm also going to do a full video on kind of like a 3-year, 110 plus thousand mile ownership update. So I'm not going to get into all the specifics today in this video. I just kind of want to talk about specifically how it handles a 114 mile trip. And I don't know if I'll do a video on the return or if I'll just going there. We'll see. We're gonna play it by ear. But for now, I'm just planning on doing a one-way. Last time I went to this particular spot, and I'm going to the Ritz-Carlton Bacara in Santa Barbara. Last time I was there, I was able to charge. They had quite a few charge point chargers there, so I'm hoping I can score that again, in which case, there's really no point in filming the return because I will have level 2 charged once I'm there. So I'll probably just cover kind of energy usage to get there, and then you can figure out kind of the return. But I've got kind of a peculiar schedule because today I'm heading to Santa Barbara, and I'll leave there probably about 11:15 if I had to guess, and that's going to put me home at 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then I'm going to have to wake up super early and turn around and head to Orange County. I have to be there at 6:30 in the morning, so it's gonna be a tricky kind of 24 hours, a really quick turnaround, and I need to make sure that I've got enough juice when I get home that I can charge up enough to do what I have to do tomorrow, because I'm not gonna have a whole lot of margin for error tomorrow either, because I'm working 6:30 to 12:30, and then 1:30 to 4, and then 6:30 to 9. So it's kind of a long day, to put it mildly. But, so I hope I have enough energy, but somehow, most importantly, I hope the car has enough energy. So this is one of those scenarios where people say I could never have an electric car because, I need to be able to stop and fill up real quick. I don't have time to wait. And I hear you, that's totally valid. And for the most part, this has been fine for me in 110,000 miles. But I'm not gonna lie, there have been a few times where I'm like, man, I wish I could just stop at the Chevron station and put 20 bucks in and be on my way, just to get me where I gotta go. For the most part, it's not an issue, but I am noticing as the car gets older, and that's kind of like the point of today's video, as the car ages, as the battery degrades, it's not as good, and it just isn't. And that's one thing, a lot of YouTube presenters have talked about, is that the worst part about owning an EV is that it's the car gets worse. It's not. Ooh, somebody dropped a bunch of furniture. That's no good. But yeah, the car, it just gets worse. I mean, granted, all your cars are going to get worse, but if you buy a gas car that goes 300 miles on a full tank, after 5 years, it'll probably still go about 300 miles. That doesn't change. But where I'm really feeling the pinch with this car is the 80%, right? Now, this car originally was rated at 358 miles of range, and I think now the maximum, and that's 100% to zero, which you're never going to do. Now, the maximum is around 306, 308. So I've lost, 50 miles of range, which that's kind of a lot, in my opinion. And, but like I said, where I'm really feeling it is the 80% charge, because, with these long range cars, you're not supposed to charge them to 100% every day. You're supposed to go to 80%. And so, and I can't remember how many miles 80% is, but, because I just keep it on percentage all the time. But I really am noticing, 80% just does not get me as far as it used to. It was a lot better. And now, on drives where normally I'd come home with 40% or 30%, now I'm coming home with 22%, 15%, 14%. So, again, it's still plenty usable, but there are some days where I may need to charge to 90 or 95%, or even 85%, where normally 80% was more than enough. I know, my friend Kyle from Out of Spec, he talks about keeping his EVs at 50% most of the time. And I would do that, but I'm not the average user. Pretty much when I get in my car, I'm going to do 100 miles, 150 miles minimum. Almost guaranteed. I had one Sunday where I was that wasn't bad. I didn't drive that much. Then I looked and I had done 125 miles. So for me, I keep it at 80% all the time. And then if I'm going to take a longer trip, then I will juice it up. So today, and I'm sorry to just blab so much, but there's just so much to tell you. Oh my goodness. So today I charged up to 98%. I could have top charged, but I needed to film a couple of videos. I just got some new wheel covers, and I wanted to do those, and so I unplugged early. But anyway, started at 98%. Now I'm at 95%, and we're looking at a projected range of 289 miles. And so far I've gone almost 7 miles. We're averaging 168.1 watt hours per mile. I just put some slick new wheel covers on, and so I'll be curious to see how those work out. I'm actually not expecting good range out of them. I think they're going to be about the same as having no wheel covers, and I've got the 18-inch arrows. So, but yeah, I got these super slick new wheel covers. I actually have 4 wheel cover videos coming, which is just crazy. But my dude at EV Base was nice enough to hook me up with some Arachnid covers, which I already had, but they were starting to look old and tired, so he sent me a fresh set. So I did a video on those, and then he sent me some really cool, they look kind of like the 19-inch sport wheel slash kind of the Model Y wheel. I need to look up what they're called, but I just threw them on the car, and they are just so slick, and really excited about those. So I'll have links in the description. If you could help me out and buy those, that would just be great, because I get a small taste of those sales, and that really helps me buy equipment and help support me in filming new content for you. So and also just pay the bills in general. I appreciate it. So check those out. Those are really good. My friends at EV Base have been great to me. And just while I'm on the topic, I'm going to have some other wheel covers coming to the channel really soon, and I'll be installing those later this week. I'm really excited to test them out. It's a company that I've been wanting to work with for a while, and I had been meaning to hit them up, and I just never got around to it, but they hit me up, which was even better. And it's a company called Halo Block. I think I'm saying that right. But they have these really cool, like futuristic, like kind of flat disc wheel covers. They're super cool. And so I'm going to be installing those later this week. So please check that out, and please buy those as well. I also get a taste of those sales, which, you know, it's just all terrific. And as I mentioned, now it's 94 degrees outside. It's super hot. You can see I've got this really beautiful sunshade right above my head, and a lot of my viewers have picked this up, and I think, like, it goes without saying, you've heard this company on some other channels like Jeeves, and maybe even, well, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I know they've been on Jeeves, and they've been friends of mine for a long time, and that's Vion, and I think it's vion.parts. So I'll have a Vion link in the description of this video. Everything they have is awesome, and I have tested just about everything they make, and I love this roof shade. It's so affordable, it's so high quality, it looks so perfect with the interior. I forget it's even here, and they've gone through several iterations of this, and it's just incredible. So please buy that. Use my link. I think it's Driven Coupon 10. I forget. It'll be in the description. Other notable Vion products would be the charge hub, which I'm not going to show you. My center console's a mess, but I am currently hooked up to the charge hub with one of the Vion cables. I love it. I wouldn't roll without it. Make sure you get that. It's amazing, and it's super affordable. Also, the Vion cup holder insert. I've tested probably 4 different cup holder inserts. This is by far the best one on the market that I have personally tried. And Vion also makes a really nice sunshade for the windshield, and all kinds of stuff. So just do yourself a favor, and do me a favor. Use my link, go to their website, buy everything. You're gonna love it. Buy everything that EV Base has and everything that Halo Block has. Deal? And then a new friend of the channel, you can see I'm sitting in white seats, even though I have black seats. And these are the Coverado seat covers, and they are beautiful. They feel really, really good. And they add a nice bit of padding and support to your seats, especially if you've got a higher mileage car. This is a great way to freshen it up. So anyway, and check my other links. Test Beauty pillows from Amazon. Sorry, I'm just gonna grab my Test Beauty pillow. I always have it here, but like my wife was driving the car and she doesn't like it because she's shorter than me, so we took it off. But I always rock the Test Beauty, and you can see how my head kind of just falls back when I have that pillow here. It totally is comfortable, and I think those are around 60 bucks, and so basically like $30 per seat. Get the adjustable one, the one for taller drivers, because you can move it around. That's what I'd recommend. And you know, they didn't pay me to make this. I've had those for almost 2.5 years, and I mean, they literally just sent them for free, and they, you know, I did not get paid to say any of this. I love those things. So highly recommend, if you have a Model 3, Model Y, get yourself a pillow, and if you get a pillow, get the one I have with my link. Deal? Cool. Anyway, so we're still driving. As you can see, I'm gonna check in a little bit. 13.4 miles, averaging 194.7 watt-hours per mile. So again, to keep in mind, older battery, older car, older tires. I've got 50, and I'm gonna put a link to these tires in the description, because they're pretty impressive. I've done 58,000 miles on this set of tires, and not gonna lie, they're at the end of their rope. I mean, they're almost done and done. But I looked at them 2 days ago, and they still have a little bit of fight left. So I'm gonna try rocking them for as long as I can get away with. And but yeah, 58,000 miles, not bad. Granted, a couple of things to keep in mind. They are not maybe quite as stiff as some of the OE tires. Oh, and they're Nokian ones, by the way. There you go. It's the Nokian one all season. Yeah, they're not quite as stiff as like the Hancooks that my car came with. So like, you know, sporting performance, you lose a little bit, but they still grip pretty darn hard. There's just a little bit more lean in the corners. But I've hung this thing out on Angela's Crest, and you know, it'll keep up. And what else was I going to tell you? Oh yeah, I noticed a drop in efficiency, so I sure hope I'm not like ruining a possible Nokian sponsorship in the future, but I'm just telling you what I observed. So on my Hancooks, I was getting like 249 watt hours per mile, and on these I've been averaging about 270. So it's not as good. But granted, keep in mind, I'm not running the aero covers. I've been running like, you know, aftermarket wheel covers that, you know, are made to look good more than anything. So you're going to lose some efficiency from that. I'll be really curious to see how the efficiency stacks up when I put the halo blocks on. That's going to be wild. So I'm kind of excited about that. But yeah, dude, the Nokians have been really good. They've been really good in the rain. It's just like the only things that I can kind of nitpick at would be, you know, number one, the efficiency, and then like number two, you know, a little bit less sporting, but really good ride quality, really quiet. I mean, even after almost 60,000 miles, the road noise in here is not bad. And I noticed like my Hancooks at like 37,000 miles, they were like starting to scream. I mean, granted, these are louder than when they were new, but that happens with every tire. But really impressed with the longevity. And the other thing that I found super impressive, did I say the rain performance? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But traction in the wet, incredible. Like really, really good. And they're just really good tires. Now, one other thing to nitpick at, I did notice a little bit, and I can't tell if I'm imagining it, but slightly premature cracking, like dryness. I can't tell to be certain, but it seemed like there may have been just a little bit of weathering. But this car's in the sun constantly. You know, I don't have a garage at home. I don't have a garage at most of the places I work. So this car just gets baked by the sun pretty much every day of its life. So, sorry, there's a cop right there, and I'm not sure if it's okay that I'm holding this. But yeah, that's the deal with that. But overall, highly recommended. And if you can get them on sale, like originally I ordered these tires from Amazon. I think they were $140 a piece, which is pretty good. And then they didn't arrive in time, so I ended up buying a set at American Tire Depot, and I think they were like $175 a piece. They were able to they couldn't price match with Amazon, but they were able to get kind of close. And just keep in mind, if you're shopping for tires, to definitely price match, shop at Costco first, take a screenshot of their best price, and then take that to your local tire shop. I've saved hundreds, if not thousands, doing that. So that's a great little life hack there. And sometimes maybe they won't beat Costco, but if they can get you within 20 or 30 bucks, you know, it might be worth it. I find that dealing with Costco is just a drag. Even though I love Costco, if I could change my last name to Kirkland, like I would, but still the tire center can, you know, it's like you make an appointment, you have to wait hours. It's just, you know, too many people like Costco, and I don't blame them. So anyway, sorry to babble on so much. Again, it's just, I haven't seen you in a while, so we gotta catch up. And how are you? You good? I'm good. I'm well. I don't know what I'm supposed to say anymore. Yeah, you ever notice that you're at the grocery store, somebody says, "Oh, how are you doing?" "Oh, I'm good. How are you?" "I'm well, thank you." And they say it in a very kind of snooty way, like, you should have said well, not good. Yeah, that's a strange tangent, but here we are. So, yeah, making really good time so far. Already in Chatsworth. I've been yapping at you for 20 minutes. The two of you that are still here are just terrific. Hi, Mom. And yeah, and I did want to give a special shout out. Some of my dear friends that have really helped support the channel along the way. Shout out to my buddy Morty, who's been just a constant inspiration and help, and just a good buddy in real life. So and Casey and Jeremy and now I'm blanking. But and of course Mom and Dad, my wife and kids, and my son today. Like, he filmed 2 videos for me, and it looks amazing. So really excited about doing some content with him. I think that's going to be, it'll just be a fun way that we can spend some time together and also, make more content. So that's really exciting. And also my in-laws and just my whole family. You guys are amazing. So thank you for encouraging me and keeping this channel going, and all the people that commented and liked and shared and everything. We've hit, at this point, over 1 million views on YouTube, y'all. 1 million. And I know that's not a big deal for some channels, they do that in one video, but for little old Driven Dave, that is very exciting. And I just can't believe 1 million times people have checked out my stuff. And that is hopefully the start of multi-millions of views. So fingers crossed, and thank you to everybody who's been part of that journey. Also, my buddy Kyle from Out of Spec, who's I know has brought some viewers over here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you, Kyle, for believing in my channel. He subscribed and helped plug me when I had 580 subscribers. So, and he even went on the Smoking Tire podcast and mentioned me. Thank you, Kyle. And I'm sure you're not watching because you're very busy, but thank you, dude. That was amazing. I always wanted to be on the Smoking Tire, and at least I was mentioned on the Smoking Tire. It's amazing. I just never thought that would happen. So, anyway, I'm just feeling a renewed sense of excitement about the channel, and I'm excited to film more stuff and get more stuff out there to you. It's just, I gotta be honest. So, real talk here. I've been busy, and happily so. I'm a professional musician, and I play and I teach, and that's all very rewarding work as well. And I've been busy doing that. A lot of really exciting opportunities have come my way in the past year, and I've kind of had to focus my attention on those opportunities and to try and do well. As one of my trumpet teachers said, who also, he drives a Tesla. Shout out to John, who's probably not watching, but hi, John, and just in case. He said, success comes when preparation and opportunity intersect. And so that's what I've been working on, is, good preparation and meeting opportunities. So the YouTube channel has had to kind of take a back seat, and I've had to find that work-life balance. Gotta see my family and all of that. So making videos has been a big challenge, and I've really missed doing it. I've felt very just kind of anxious and antsy, having not made a video in a long time. So I hope this video does well, and I hope that I can make many more coming up here, because I really enjoy doing it, and I hope that comes across in my filming. It's hard being a one-person show. I'm filming, I'm editing, I'm coming up with ideas, all of that stuff, and it really exhausts me. Like there's a certain part of my brain that it takes to produce these, and oftentimes like I just can't I can't turn on that part of my mind if I'm exhausted, you know. Ooh, BMW i7. I really want one of those. Do you? Comment down below. But you know, it just there's a part of my brain that like has to turn on to access that kind of creativity. And if I'm just too tired, I can't film anything worth watching. So that's kind of why I haven't filmed anything for a while. I've just been too tired, and I've got I still have some videos I need to edit from months ago. So I'm embarrassed to say like all of this, but I just wanted to be transparent with you, my viewers. You know, and I've noticed like my average upload gets, I don't know, 183 views or whatever. So, you know, if this video does that well, then cool. And hopefully it does better than that. But if at a minimum we can do around there, that would be great. But I just wanted you all to know like what's been happening and everything. And who knows, maybe by this time next year, you know, everything looks different. We'll see. But I do plan on doing this for a long time. And I apologize that I've been a little behind. So now we're in Simi Valley. Now, top tip for all of you traveling through Simi Valley, I wouldn't recommend speeding. Take it easy. Just take it easy. There's always cops, it seems like. I'm just passing, forgot what it's called. Does my map say? There's a Starbucks and an In-N-Out. There's the exit off the 118. Usually there's a speed trap there, and there's usually another 5 coming up. So, you know, you're welcome. Just cool it. Get to Simi Valley, cool it. Get behind somebody else that's not going fast. It ain't worth it. Now, recently I used, I think it's called Ticket Rep, TKT Rep, something like that. But shout out to Jonathan Deckel forever. And he's with a different company now, but still, you can find him if you're in the LA area. And this is not a paid plug. I'm just telling you my experience, just to share. And Jonathan, if you want to send me something for mentioning you, I wouldn't be opposed. But about a year ago, maybe 13 months ago, something like that, I got nabbed in a speed trap. I wasn't going that fast, but it was fast enough to get pulled over. I thought it was a bum ramp. The cop he did not want to hear anything. He was just like, license and registration. And I'm like trying to get it. He's like, license and registration. Give me your insurance, proof of insurance. It was really stressful. And he was professional, but not nice. You know what I mean? And I always cooperate with law enforcement. I don't mess around. You know, and hey, I realized I was going as fast as I was, like, so bummer. Anyway, a friend of mine was like, you got to try this Jonathan Deckel guy, you know, and I called him, and he's like, never take defensive driving. He said, that is your last resort. He's like, fight the ticket. He said, worst case scenario, you'll have to take defensive driving. And he said, but you want to keep that in your back pocket just in case you need it. You know, he said, don't play that card until there are no other options. And so he was great. I think I paid him $200. And granted, this was like the summer of 2024. Here we are in 2025. And I think my court date, he like rescheduled it several times. And then like a week or two ago, I get an email from him, and I knew it was my court date. And he said, good news, case dismissed. No further action is required. Nothing goes on your record. So, pretty cool. Now, I know there are some other options out there. A buddy of mine told me about a website. It's called, I can't remember. He said it was like $109. He was like, man, you got ripped off. That's too expensive. So, I don't know. I haven't tried anything else. I know there's some other services out there, but that's the one I used, and it was super easy. All I had to do was just send the ticket to him. I just took a photo of it. He filed on my behalf, I think I had to sign, like, DocuSign a power of attorney or something like that. But yeah, he rescheduled the case. Like, he knew who the judge was in that court. He was like, ooh, he's like, yeah, that judge is kind of tough. He's like, but he's going to retire soon. So he's like, yeah, I'll find out when he's retiring. I'm going to see if I can, like, postpone your case until after he retires. I was like, great. So anyway, I don't know what these guys know that, like, that you and I don't know, but case dismissed. Case dismissed. So I could not have been happier with the outcome. Again, there are other choices out there. Again, he didn't pay me to say this. I'm just sharing a bit of good news with my friends here because it was great. So, yeah, very happy with the outcome of that. And it just could not have been easier. And I think, like, more than anything, I got the ticket during a busy time. I was working my butt off, just trying to get everything done. And I was thinking, man, when am I going to take defensive driving? Or when am I going to fight this in court? Or how much more am I going to have to work to pay off this violation? How much more am I going to have to work when my insurance goes up, which is already astronomical? And so I was feeling real kind of defeated and bummed out. And just the fact that Jonathan was able to go in there, case dismissed, end of story. I couldn't be happier. Like, that is so great. And it was really, like, I paid $200 for the convenience of not having to do anything extra and not have to worry about anything extra. So, you know, even if the fine itself had been $200, I would still rather pay Jonathan. So take that as, you know, as you want. But I was very, very pleased with that. So just a little check-in, since we're still rolling, I'll show you. It's a beautiful day. Lovely day out here in Simi Valley. Wow, it's actually 87 degrees, and I thought it was going to be hotter here. Well, let's take a look at the stats, see where we're at, and then I'll actually be quiet. So 36.2 miles at this point, 231.3 watt hours per mile. Really good. Really, really good. I'm not really sure why that's so good, but I'm not going to ask any questions. Battery's down to 83%, 253 miles of predicted range, and yes, 78 miles remaining. So we'll see how much. This is saying 51% is going to be remaining when I get there. That remains to be seen. I will let you know. But gorgeous day today. Really glad to share this trip with you. I mean, it's just a regular day of work for me, but it's a pretty drive, you know. So try and count the blessings where they are, and you know, I get to take a nice drive and share it with my friends. That's cool. And I'm going to a really nice place, the Ritz-Carlton Bacara, which is gorgeous up in Santa Barbara. If you ever get a chance to check it out, highly recommend it. It is beautiful. Maybe just go in and get a beverage at the bar and look at the ocean. It's just gorgeous. So I'm hoping I can take a walk. I'm going to be doing some video editing and some voiceover stuff when I'm there. So I may not have a time to do anything fun, but I'm really going to try and be productive today. We'll see how that goes. Y'all know. Okay, I'm gonna check in later, but stay tuned. All right. Shout out to the trumpet lead pipe. Pretty cool. Thank you, Javier. Just warming up, getting ready for my job. We are almost to where I'm working. I'm about 1.7 miles away, so I figured this would be a good time to kind of film the update and probably outro to this video. So, some stats. I actually ended up driving a little bit slower than anticipated because for part of the trip, traffic was kind of slow, and I had my eye on the arrival time, and it just looked like I had plenty of time. So I just kind of took it easy. just kind of smelling the roses. If you've ever been up the 101 and check out that part where you're by the ocean, it's like there's no need to hurry. So I just took it easy. So we're showing 53% arrival, and I'm at 53% right now, estimated 162 miles remaining of charge. But yeah, 53% SOC, and this has been a lovely drive. Let's see what the stats are. So 229 watt hours per mile. That's pretty awesome. Now, granted, I have new wheel covers on today, and maybe they're extra efficient. I don't know, but that's very good efficiency. Like, better than I've seen in a long time. And that's 116.2 miles that I've done. So I'm impressed. Shout out to EV Base for those. And I need to look up what they're called, but they sure look cool. I'll try and remember to put a screenshot of the wheels or the wheel covers in here. I'll probably forget, but my intention would be to put that in there. I'm gonna try and edit this like in a few minutes, so I may actually remember, but we'll see. Because yeah, I was thinking it would be cool if I could film this today and upload it today. That would be awesome. Probably not gonna happen, but you never know. You never know. It's a gorgeous day here in Santa Barbara, wherever I am. The Ritz-Carlton here, I'm gonna roll the windows down. Oh, it's so nice. 72 degrees outside. This is lovely. And I love playing here. I've been here probably 3 times, and it's just always gorgeous. And there's some nice places to walk and just chill out. So yeah, really, really beautiful spot. My buddy Danny knows it well. He used to surf out here. So, but yeah, car did really well. I can only assume the wheel covers did really well with the efficiency. I don't know, but that's really impressive. I've been running the Arachnid style covers for most of the time, and this is the first time I've made a change. Hold on a second. Hello. Yeah, I'm a vendor. I'm with the band.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was just sending them into the valet stand because I know they have a special spot to park, but I don't know where it is. So
oh, okay.
Just go ahead and pull in there, and they'll direct you from there.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. I gotta go park, and then I'll wrap this up. All right, y'all. Good news. I'm plugged in. I'm charging. I think I'm charging for free. Pretty cool. So hopefully I don't get caught. But I don't know if you can see over there, there's a new Hummer EV. Pretty sweet looking rig. And looks like the wedding I'm playing for, I guess they just got married. So there are a bunch of people just walking by right now. And I definitely don't fit in with the tuxedos and everything. But as you can see right there, I've got my clothes. And I should probably go in and get set up. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day, at least for the video. Like I said, plugged in. I put my charge limit down to 80%. And then I think maybe an hour or two before the job ends, I'm gonna try and remember to knock that up to 100%. So that way I can and get home with plenty of juice so that I have time to charge. Okay, well, like I said, if you can help me out, buy stuff with my links, that'd be great. Or if you want to just, drop a comment down below and say hi, that would also help a lot. Just drop some comments. Let's get this video circulating. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Stay driven.